let's get started on this particular series. My name is Dawood Waeed. Those who are coming for the first time to this life skill program, you will, inshallah, you will see what we do in a life skill. We try not to make it very, very preachy, but today is a session where I really, I should not be saying that, but I really enjoyed and worked very hard to bring this particular session to you, right? So what am I going to do in this session? And you can see the plane coming in. I thought this topic is called critical thinking. And when we think of critical thinking, I looked at a lot of businesses. I looked at a lot of options in terms of strategies, management. I said, no, that is not my critical thinking lesson. I wanted to have a critical thinking lesson. Okay. Can everybody mute themselves, please? I can see some background noise. Yeah, thank you. So when I thought of critical thinking, I said, can I make something fun? Okay, so we're going to do something with regards to critical thinking that is everything to do with flying and planes. And I can promise you, after today's session, you will not see the planes the same way you saw before. You will know more about the planes, but you will enjoy what I'm talking about the planes. Fair enough, everybody? Yes? How many of you, it's not that we've flown in the recent time, we have not flown for a long time, but hopefully you will see much more about planes in this critical thinking workshop. So the two brothers that changed the lives of everybody because they started to learn how to fly a plane are these two brothers. What are their names?
Wright brothers.
Oh,
Brothers.
are you sure? I thought it's Abdullah Saqib and Muhammad Saqib. No? Are these Wright brothers? Oh, I thought it is the twins, Saif and Khidr Azan. Saif and Khidr Jahangir. Is that right? Or the Wright brothers?
The Wright brothers.
Brothers.
All right, so you know about Wright brothers. Now imagine they started the first ever flight started, and we'll talk about this part also. Was it really the first flight? And we'll talk a lot about these brothers as we talk about, what happened new, what is different about it. But almost 117 years back, right? So most of you are not even 17 years old. I know you all, so you all are less than 17 years, but 117 years back, they changed the way we think of flying. Today, in today's lesson, I'm going to talk about this aspect, and you will learn everything about critical thinking through these airlines. So hopefully you will see a lot of questions, a lot of suggestions, and I would love to talk to you about these planes. And we'll have a plane quiz also, right? So we're going to have a lot of airline quiz as we go ahead. So first, it's a small riddle. So this is a riddle I want you to decode and help me. So a man was found dead in a desert. So he was only wearing a backpack. He was dead. There were no footprints around him. What do you think could have happened?
He could have jumped from a mountain or something.
Okay, that's interesting. He could have jumped from a mountain. Fine.
He fell from the aeroplane.
Wow. Now I heard some of you. I read the chat also. Thank you so much. Wasim was the first one. So I was speaking so much about the plane, and I wanted your brain to work this way. See, that is what it is. Your brains are very sharp. Well, Abdullah went ahead and he said mountain, but I wanted you to go a little more ahead. You see, your brains get the connections. And today, inshallah, after the end of the session, you will become, I promise you will become sharper than you were before. You're already very smart. You all are very, very bright boys and girls. But this is the whole idea. So what happened is, he fell from a plane. But what about the backpack? What is the backpack then? Give me the connection. I didn't understand.
Parachute.
Okay, all right. So it was a parachute that did not open and he fell down. This is what critical thinking is all about. You are thinking critically. You are looking at, all right, a man with a backpack, no footprints in a desert. He has to fall down from a height, and then you start decoding it. So your brains are brilliantly programmed to get the clues. There is a game that I love doing, and there's also that's called Cluedo or Detective Hunt. How many of you like playing these games? Going into and finding detectives. All right, I can see a lot of hands up there. Fair enough. And they have these mystery rooms. Mystery room concept? Have anybody gone to mystery room? All right. Is that...
I have.
All right. Good. Mashallah. My Arabic font's not good. So please, just let me know a name. Is it Naftar Sahib? I would love to, yeah, it's so small that I can't even guess your name. But yes, mashallah, you all are giving me some answers, which is right. So mystery rooms are what I want you to explain about. Anyway, this is one idea what critical thinking is all about. Critical thinking, and this is the only jargon, this is the only definition I'm going to give you. I will not tell you anything more, but we will talk a lot about airlines and planes. getting analysis of facts to form a judgment is called critical thinking. Yes, Ibrahim, I can see that. And Ibrahim, I think from Singapore, right? So we're getting from Riyadh and Dubai and Singapore and India and Kolkata and Mumbai and Surat. I'm really amazed. So we're going to do a lot of critical thinking together. So basically, when you analyze facts to make a judgment, all right? So you made a judgment, this man fell down from a plane and the backpack could be a parachute. Good. I think you all are good with this. Let me give you a little more difficult one. All right. There's this girl out there. Okay, let's call her Sadia. And Sadia is saying she read this text somewhere. Lorem ipsum. What is the text meaning? I have no idea. All right, Rayhan. I can see Kuwait as well. Yes, some of my best friends are in Kuwait. Atif Bhai is there. Subhanallah. So you all are in amazing places. Yes, absolutely. Tell me, what does this help Sadia understand? What does this code mean? Sadia is not sure what it means.
Fly high.
Okay. All right, Muhammad, I can see all of you telling
Sir,
me.
it's a company.
It's a company. Okay, okay. Something better? Go ahead, tell me something else. It's a company. I like the answer. I want to
It's
think.
a plane name. Airline company.
Airline company. All right, that's interesting. What else?
I guess it has no meaning.
Oh, interesting. Who said that? Is that Amina?
Farhana.
Oh, yeah, it's Farhana. Yes, how could I not recognize her voice? Farhana, why do you say that? Why do you say that has no meaning? It's like, Farhana, you were saying it is like absolutely aimless like Misbah?
Yes. Yes.
You're like no goal in life?
Spaces.
All right, interesting. But Misbah, what do you have to say? Or is it aimless like Farhana, Misbah? It's nice to make these girls fight, you know.
Can I answer?
Yeah, please answer.
To fill any blank spaces.
Okay, interesting. Wow, I like these answers. It's a graphic. All right. I like it's a jumble of letters.
It can be a jumbled up word.
Okay, Jueria, I can see that. It's some chemical. That's the interesting, Sauda. It may mean flying very high. That's what Wasim says. I love the answers. And that is what, the fact that you're thinking is critical. The fact that your brain is working, you are thinking about it. And those who answered are the ones who will remember it. That is what happens. I'll tell you a small story. I was in Kuwait, and many years back I went to Kuwait, and there's an amazing masjid in Kuwait called Masjid Uthman? And they're like, so when you go from India, you have these huge speakers. Our areas, our masjids, our places of worship are small. And suddenly there are both speakers and huge and carpet and chandeliers and light, and there are 1,000 people praying. And I had to lead the Salatul Jummah. And I forgot Suratul Ala. At the last ayah, right? The last ayah where the Suratul Ala, you have the names of the two prophets. I forgot. And trust me, the entire masjid is giving me lukma. The entire masjid is saying, what's the last ayah of Surah Ala? Suhufi Ibrahima?
Wa Musa. Suhufi Ibrahim wa Musa.
I could think of Yusuf and Yaqub and Nuh and Muhammad and Isa, but I could not think of Ibrahim and Musa, alayhi salatu wasalam. And then, yes, and what happened was, now remember what I'm telling you is the entire masjid taught me, but everybody would have forgotten. Even, Rayyan, go ask Atif Bhai, he was there in the masjid. They would not remember because they got so many khatibs, so many imams would have come. But I cannot forget because I made a mistake. So remember one very important lesson, right? When you make a mistake, you learn. Mistakes are just another word of learning. If you don't make a mistake, those who get 100 out of 100, I'm very sorry for them. I feel very sad. Oh, poor people, they will never learn in life. Really? What are you saying, Daud, sir? Yes, they will never learn because who goes and make mistake? Okay, hold on. There is this. All right, here you are. So what you are doing is amazing. All of you wrote the answer very nicely. Yes, Farhana, you're right. Some of you said it's a garbage language, right? Why garbage language? Because when you make website, when you write some document, if you write something correct, if you write something like, okay, this is for reference, some people may still think it is something important. So you write a language which is garbage. Lorem ipsum has no meaning, but it has a meaning that whenever you want to put, it is called dummy language, right? A lot of my friends, not me by the way, a lot of my friends pass the engineering by writing like this in the engineering paper. And we wrote anything, anything, no letter we have to write. So you should write, and our engineer will say, oh, wonderful. Some of us got 85 marks. Can you believe it in engineering? Don't try it, yeah? It is only done by professionals. They say, no, Salman Khan, when he falls down from the thumbs up ad, said, don't do it. It is only done by professionals. So we all, only when you go to engineering, you try it. Don't try it in your school time, all right? Yeah? Sir, ask your father. He also passes engineering like that in REC Surathkal. Yeah, Sufyan, you can go and check it. All right. Okay.
So,
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
I said that lorem ipsum is actually a sports car.
Okay, is that a sports car by that? Maybe. I don't know, Usman. But actually it has, yeah, as Wasim wrote in the last thing, it has no meaning. And sometime our classes have to get meaning in life. You know, sometime when you don't think, that's what our life become. Our lives may have no meaning. And inshallah, in today's session, with 5 lessons, I'm not going to do too many lessons, and hopefully these 5 will take a lot of time. But in these 5 lessons, we will learn how to make meaning, how to think critically. I'll give you 5 fundas, 5 simple rules. You can use these rules anywhere, in your classes, in your school, in football, in inshallah when you grow up, in applying for some colleges, in reading, you will become brilliant, better than you were when you started the class. And also, what we have done is we've not taken a very standard route of giving some lecture. We will use planes as an example, right? How many of you have flown? Just raise your hand. Everybody, I think. Yeah, I can see all of you. All right, I can see all of you would have flown, right? I will check. Okay, good. I can see a lot of hands up there. We will see how good you are at recognizing the planes. I can see a lot of participants raising the hand. It's good. Fair enough. Let's go and do our, okay, Hafsa, good. I can see. My first lesson today is a very sad lesson. What lesson am I talking about? This lesson is about this. This was the worst airline disaster in the world. It happened many years back. In fact, it just happened a year before I was born in 1977. It is called Turnfire disaster. It was on a place called the Canary Island where 2 planes were so close to one another. You know, can you see the picture of these planes? Right? There are 2 planes out there. It's KLM, the Royal Dutch Airline, and the Pan Am, Pan American, right? These 2 planes are so close to one another and they misread simple instruction. They did not, the pilot did not understand the instruction, and look, can you see the fire there? One plane is trying to fly away. Another plane is parking. It's called taxiing, right? The word is called taxiing. So one is going to fly away, and have you seen planes don't go and they do. Okay, Ibrahim, you want to ask a question? Your brother wants to ask a question. Go ahead. Unmute and ask me.
If you be near the another plane, of course you will crash.
Absolutely, you are so correct. You're right, mashallah. You know, your father has really taught you all well. But that is when we are learning the lesson. Why did they not follow? What happened? Let me show you small graphics and there's some videos for you. Hopefully your internet is good and I've made sure that mine is good. This is what happened. First, I'll explain to you the worst airline history disaster. Muhammad, everybody died, and I'll share that. 2 Boeings. So these are 2 747 Boeings. Huge airlines. Hold on. I will take your questions. Let me just go ahead. Please mute yourself, everybody. Ibrahim, mute yourself. Everybody else. So I will explain after the session. All right. So what happened was the pilot, the KLM pilot, misunderstood the ATC. What is an ATC? It's air traffic controller. Don't worry. I'll ask you. You'll have quiz time also. So the ATC said, don't fly. And he said he meant flying. And there's an island called the Canary Island, right? Off the coast of UK. It's a foggy day. It's a very, very foggy day. So you can't see things. And then, boom. Muhammad, you asked a question. 583 people died. More than 500 people died. This is how the accident happened. One plane, you see the blue plane is the KLM. It is trying to take off. It is trying to take off. And the other plane, the Pan Am, is parking. It's called taxiing, right? And here you see a disaster of a magnitude. What went wrong? What happened wrong? Why did it not go right? I'll take all your questions after this and we'll do 2 or 3 modules and we'll take it. But I want you to understand simple things that can go wrong. Well, you know, do you think this as a challenge for us in critical thinking? When you see a terrible disaster like that, now we all may think it is a mistake, right? But why did a mistake like this happen? To answer this, I will take you to another area. Yes, I can see. You can use your chats and keep writing. I will read your chats. All right, misunderstood. They were not patient. They were careless. No, use your chat, everybody. Don't speak up. No, please unmute yourself. Keep yourself muted, everybody. Right? I will let you unmute only when we finish the 2 modules right down. So you use your chat and I can really see your answers. To answer this, let me take you to a different place. I will take you to, okay, I can see Bushra saying miscommunication. Let me take you to hospitals. What do you mean by hospital? Do you know what is the third biggest cause of death? People dying after heart attack and cancer. By the way, one of the heroes of Wakanda,
Yes.
the Black Panther. Please keep yourself, Abdullah, use the chat so others will be not encouraged to unmute, right? Just use the chat so it'll be interesting. Okay, what we'll do is the third biggest cause of deaths in hospital. I can see accidents, operation. Abdullah, write down. I want to hear what you said. Cancer is the second one. Heart attack is the first one. What could be the third one? Fatma says very correctly, carelessness. There is a specific word. Plane crashes, all right. But no, I'm saying in the hospital. Don't worry, no plane would crash in the hospital. At least so far, alhamdulillah, we have not heard that kind of thing. Car accident, Sufyan and Saad, very interesting. I like that answer. But I like the word when you say carelessness. There is a better word for that. Okay, Umar, I like the answer, coronavirus. No. Coronavirus has not killed so many people as the way we see. I think Abdul Sabur, please don't annotate. It's okay. I will disable the annotation. Right. What I'm seeing is this answer. The one I want to tell you is this, called distraction. Medical negligence. What is the biggest cause, the third biggest cause of deaths in accident in hospitals and in airplanes is when people are distracted. Imagine I'm talking to you and I'm driving a car and I'm driving a car and suddenly my phone rings, I pick up my phone. That is one of the leading cause of car accidents also. Same way, when a nurse is giving an injection and she has to put 2 ml and somebody comes and says, oh, what is your next duty? And she by mistake puts 4 ml and the patient dies. So many times this has happened that this is the reason for accidents. So you see, the first lesson I'm going to give you, and I'll tell you how do you do that, is remove distractions. You know, even today, when you are having a mobile phone in your hand and you're listening to a lecture like this, or you're talking to somebody, or you're watching something with a mobile phone, you are never 100% there. And these small things are leading cause of misunderstanding and distraction. I just finished reading a book called Indistractable, but believe me, it is said, if you want to be really zone free, take your mobile away. You know, the fact that your mobile, I called it ding, ping, ring. You know, someday I will teach you. Ding, ping, ring is a mobile notification. Ping comes in, your mind is distracted. You are in online class and you cannot concentrate. It takes another 7 minutes for your concentration to come back. Imagine in a 40 minutes class, 7 minutes only for you to come back and attend the class again. This is the biggest cause of the problem today. So it applies. I will give you a solution, very interesting solution. Yes, mobile phones are like our brothers, right? The brothers who tease us. So airline and nurses, it could be to artists, teachers, student, it could be anything. It kills our thinking ability. We are talking about critical thinking, right? Distraction kills your thinking ability. So what is the solution? So there is a very good doctor. He worked with World Health Organization and they came with a solution, the same solution that the planes use. When you see a plane landing, do you see a man wearing some jackets? Have you seen that? Yes? All right. What are the colors of the jacket? Yeah, what are the colors of the jacket?
Orange.
All right, Muni, please use the chat, please. Yeah? Can you? Okay, I can see. Okay, I heard you, so I'll accept that. Orange, blue, anything that is fluorescent, anything that is bright. So this is one of the things they found out to remove distraction in even hospitals. So, right, what happens is they ask the neon. Sidra, I love the answer neon. I know the picture smart girl, brilliant painter. She said the right word, anything that is very, very bright. So the hospitals, they did an experiment. What they did is they asked the nurses to wear these jackets, you know, the very, very colorful jackets when they're doing something very important. And the moment they did that, the rate of distraction reduced. Everybody knows, okay, don't disturb her. She's doing something important. And suddenly the medical negligence stopped. That's what they do in the planes also, right? Now when somebody comes in, they do like that. Somebody's wearing a jacket. It shines. Yeah, Wasim, it reflects. Absolutely, Sarah, fluorescent green or orange. This is exactly what you need to do. If you have to do critical thinking, all right, and I'm giving a solution, and you don't want anybody to distract you, you don't want yourself to be distracted, you give yourself a color code. It could be a band you wear in your hand, and you tell yourself, I am not going to be distracted until I remove my band. It could be anything. Put your mobile on a timer. Put a timer called 15 minutes on a mobile phone, and then you say, I will not pick up my mobile phone until the alarm rings. Or, so, you know, I asked my friend to do that, wear a hat and sit down and tell everybody in the house, all those brothers and sisters, your mother, I am doing some work on my laptop, I'm doing something on my mobile, please don't disturb until my hat is on. Simple activities that will change the way you think. So, sometimes we think very big ideas, very simple ideas can make a difference. I'll give you an example. I've taken an example from a STEM. This man, his name is Harry Ferguson. Can you tell me which country is he from? And please, no, it's not India. The flag is not an Indian flag. Tell me which country is Harry from. Go ahead, write down. Oh, I want your answers in the chat. Namira, write in the chat. Okay, Bashar says Italy and France, Hungary. All right, there you are, Abdul Rahman on the dot. Absolutely on the dot. Danish, Abdul Rahman and Umar gave me the answer. It is Ireland. Usman, you just came very close. It's Dublin. Oh, Bashar, I like the answer. Ireland is the answer. So this man, you're learning, right? You're learning something new. So anybody who says India, I'll find you, right? You should have India's flag ulta, and then it's not India's. This is a map of Ireland. Harry loved flying. And I said, I'm only going to give you examples of flying. So he was on a 100-acre farm. By the way, he had 11 children, 11 brothers and sisters. Imagine, Sidra cries because of one sister, Sarah, in the house. Sufyan says, oh my God, Rufeda and Saad, enough for me. Safia says, Juwairiya and Zainab, no more. He had 11 friends, families. Imagine, Munib, one sister and you're crying, right? So, but yet he knew, what I'm saying is he was not distracted. He just loved to do something. He would open up things. He would play with it. When he was 14, he only wanted to do problem solving and mechanics. So his father had a small rundown plow. He would open the plow. He'll get a wheel. He'll put some wheels in. He'll make a wheelbarrow. And right, yeah, Inaya. Okay, Inaya thinks one brother is enough, like 20 siblings. Okay, Misbah agrees with you, isn't it? So there you are. But what I'm telling you is no distraction. Flying Ferguson, he was so engineered, he was so programmed, because he loved so much. He not only made a plane, he was one of the first men in Ireland to fly a plane. You're learning history as you're talking about critical thinking, and then he went on to make one of the best known tractors. See, the idea is, all I'm telling you is, whatever you love, spend at least 2 hours doing it. I have a small program called Golden Sparrow. We have something called Passion Project. Just enjoy your passion project. You like football? Spend reading about football. Go read the biographies. You like coding? Go join a coding course. I keep telling them, go do something online, and that is where you will become smarter. Ferguson became so good, even today, nobody has been able to replace Ferguson's tractors. Go check this company name called Massey Ferguson. I'm talking about 50 years back, he made what he loved doing, the passion project, because he was not distracted. He did not say, he told his father, okay, I will do whatever you have to tell me about farming, but I will only focus on my mechanical things. And then he was the first man to fly a plane in Ireland, and also went on to do a tractor. Well enough. Okay, so much about the stories that I'm talking about. The first lesson quickly we are telling is, all right, this is what we said is, we want to just, okay, that's good. All right, Inaya. Okay, thank you so much. But now you are telling a lot about your brother. So that's what I guess. So don't message. Tell me what is the first lesson you learned. I want you to write down, no distraction. That's the lesson I'm talking about. Your first lesson is no distraction. Okay. Remove distraction is what we're talking about. Even when you're studying, small things like, you're checking a mobile phone, you're reading a book, you have a lot of things around you. Just remove the things and you'll be smarter. My second story is even better. My second story is a story of another very interesting thing called following instructions. The first plane accident that happened was because they did not follow instructions, right? Simple instructions that you are told, basic things, instructions are called the codes of life. Can you see the 2 pictures out there? Yeah, the 2 pictures, what are they pictures? Go ahead and tell me. What are these? These are simple, all right. I can see the DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid, which is the numbers. Yeah, it is a basic amino acid of your body. It is nothing but instructions. And yes, Khalid, the second one is binary codes. It is zeros and one. Every single world of algorithm is this. Your apps, your website, your mobile phones, your Netflix, everything is nothing but zeros and ones. These are nothing but instructions. When you follow instructions, you become very, very good. All right. So let me give you some examples of instructions. Right? So this is a basic instruction. I think all of you have done some flight, you have flown down. You've seen an air hostess comes and gives some instructions. I want you to tell me what are the 4 most important instructions that an air hostess gives you. Go ahead and tell me. In-flight instructions. Tell me.
Belt.
Okay. Right. Belt. Okay, I can get a belt.
And
Shows us
Okay, Halid, they say they give juice. All right, I like that part of juice. But I'm telling what are the instructions? Wearing seat belt. Fasten your seat belt. What else? Yeah,
Shows
Ibrahim.
us
like if there's
doors.
a flash to like wear the life vest
Okay,
under the
life vests. Okay, Ibrahim, go ahead.
If you are going the first time, you have to take oxygen
you
mask.
have to get
Okay, sorry. Okay, could you all type in the chat so everybody can see and I can read out louder for you? It'll be easier for me. Put the bags up, mask, take off, exit door. All right, please sit down during flight. Okay, I will give you instructions. So how many of you can very comfortably enact what a lady on a plane can do? No smoking, very interesting. Don't go to the washroom. Keep faith in Allah. Okay, that is only in the Saudi Airlines when they tell that. But I like that point. Good. So these are the 4 instructions that are or 5 instructions that are most important. And I will tell you an example of what happens when you don't follow instructions. Wearing your seat belt. What happens when you have to wear your mask? No smoking and switch off Wi-Fi. Today's planes, they say, please don't use any Wi-Fi. It interferes with the airline. All right. Thank you so much, Safia. I get the answer. This is the point I'm talking about. Now, I will take you to another plane. Yeah. Anyone else want to speak up? Go ahead.
Nowadays like aeroplanes have their own Wi-Fi's.
Yes, but only when it's a takeoff. So flight instruction, Usman, is only when you take off. When you're in a flight, you can always switch on your, you can also go open your seat belts. You can do a lot. You have your own Wi-Fi's. You can use a lot of amenities. But these are the basic instructions that we're going ahead. I want to take you to another very, very dangerous accident. I'm sorry, I'm taking 2 accidents here, but we are learning something too. This is called the Titanic of flight accidents. This happened for an Air France plan. An Air France plane, the pilot just did not follow basic instructions. Simple instructions he had to follow, and the entire plane crashed in the sea. It is the, he had to do a small instruction following and he did not follow. I will show you this first and then I'll come back and explain that to you. Think of this as an Air France, it's a plane. It is a stormy weather, very difficult. It hits the storm now. Now what happens is, and when you hit the storm, it is very cold. It is extremely cold out there. And because it is extremely cold, suddenly there is a small malfunction in a small tube called the pitot tube. What's a pitot tube? Under the plane, there is a tube which tells you if the plane is going up or plane is going down. All right, Sufyan, it is called a pitot, P-I-T-O-T. Okay, you can see on the screen, it's called pitot tube. So now what happened is, because the snow went on the pitot tube, the plane said that you are going up. Now what happened was, unfortunately, the pilot did not realize and the pilot panicked. The pilot panicked and he started the pitot tube, because it had snow inside. The pilot only had to go down. If you go down, the snow will unfreeze and the ice will melt and the plane will be okay. But the pilot got so scared, he started going up. As he went up, now the autopilot switched off. The plane went on the airline from the autopilot to the simple manual mode. And you can see my 3 arrows out there. These are where the pitot tubes are. And as the plane kept going up, the pitot tube became more freezing, more ice. And now the plane's altitude, which is saying the height, went burst. And they could not control the plane, and the plane went nose down into the rivers. I'll show you the instruction here was all they had to do was follow what is written in the book. Every airline pilot have a small instruction to ignore the readings of something they did not. There are three pitot tubes. He only saw 1 pitot tube and he started getting scared. Yeah, he got so scared, and that is where he did not use something what I call critical thinking. He forgot what was critical thinking and then he lost control. I'll show you what happened. All this happened only in 2 minutes. All right, Bashar, we will go back to the idea of landing in the ocean, but this is not landing. The plane has no control and it is crashing in the ocean. You see, there's a difference in landing and crashing, and we'll talk about that also. But the rule, again, the critical thinking rule I'm explaining to you is following instructions. A simple thing. If you watch some shows on cooking shows on Netflix, like one of the shows I love watching is called Nailed It, right? Simple rule in Nailed It is that they don't follow recipe instructions. in exams, a lot of us, sometimes we get the paper, we start writing, and suddenly the paper says, please only write 2 answers, not 3. And oh, I spent so much time writing the answers and we lost all. Some of you may write your board exams. We don't follow instructions. This pilot just forgot to follow instructions, and that is what happened. I'll take 2 or 3 questions and then we'll go ahead. Zubair, you had a question? Go ahead. Unmute and speak up. Abdullah, petrol in the plane, you want to ask that question?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead, ask me. No,
why do you say
but just give your name so others will also know.
Yes, my name is Zubair.
Okay, Zubair.
And yeah, why they say to not use Wi-Fi?
Okay,
Zubair,
now it's outdated now. As you know, as Usman says, I see people are allowed to use Wi-Fi at some point, but the Wi-Fi signal interferes with the ATC signal. When the pilot gets some signal of what to do, how to take off, it might interfere, and that is why you are asked to switch off your Wi-Fi. Ibrahim, go ahead. Next question.
Thank you.
I heard in so many countries there was plane crash in Pakistan.
So many plane crashes. All right. By the way, Ibrahim, I'm sorry, I'm giving a lot of crash examples. So my third example is a very positive example. But even today, flying in a plane is more safer than driving a car. There are more people dying in a car accident than in a plane accident. Plane accident gets highlighted because what happens is, because so many, one big thing, so many people dying, that is what we're talking about. But even today, planes are safer than cars. Yes, the lightning hitting a plane, Fatima, planes are very resilient to lightnings. Even in thunder and storm, nothing happens to a plane. And there's another example will come about. All right, switching on mobile data is the same thing, Namir. So you're asked not to use any kind of connection that uses data or Wi-Fi, right? Oh, Danish, I'm so sorry, nobody survived in this accident also. So my second lesson, one simple lesson to you in critical thinking is just follow instructions. Remember, so 2 very simple instructions we gave you. Please do not have distractions and follow instructions. Once you do that, you already are halfway down into critical thinking. Let me go to my third example, which is a more wonderful example, and then we have a quiz after that. All right, you all are with me? Enjoying your plane rides? Not yet? Okay. I have got something called a lift button test. Imagine all of you, you are sitting, you're waiting for a lift, and you have to go to the 15th floor of a building, and you're in a great hurry. All right, maybe you're late for an appointment, or there's a meeting going on, or there's some program out there, and you're going, right? And what do you do when the lift button doesn't work? What do you do when the lift doesn't come? What do you do?
Stair.
We always hit the button very hard, but we should not do that.
Okay, you use the
We keep on
staircase.
hitting the buttons.
All right, I like that answer. Most
Start
of us
playing
do
with the
that.
button.
Yes, we keep. What do you do, Abdullah? Go ahead again.
Start playing with the button.
You start playing with the
Hurry.
button. Yes, and
You keep on pressing all the buttons and it will start.
absolutely start pressing all the buttons, and you think that by pressing the buttons the lift will come sooner. It does not happen, right? The first time you, okay, Umar and all those who said you take the stairs, I will not do that. It's 15th floor, and every time I'll not take the stairs. You all are smarter, younger, healthier than me. But what is happening? It is called a panic button test. They do this test with airline pilots, with fighter jets. They make them stand in front of a lift, and they have a secret camera, and they check what are they doing. Those who keep pressing the button, tuck, 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 thinking that the lift will come faster, not only are foolish people, they're also very impatient people. And number 3, they will panic very, very soon. So next time you are at a lift, press the button and start diverting your attention. Do something else. Talk to somebody, look here and there, read instructions, wait, do zikr, whatever you can, but please don't press the button again and again. Remember the 3 things. You will be foolish because you don't know science. By pressing button again and again, the lift will not come faster. Number 2, you are panicking, and this is not a good sign. And what did I say? Number 3, you are a very impatient man, right? So please use the lift button test. They do this lift button test for all the pilots, and they want to see if the pilots are panicking or not panicking. I told you a lot of stories, and I'm sorry, I told a story of people dying in a plane crash. I had a KLM accident with Pan Am. I had an Air France accident. Now there's an amazing story I want to tell you. This is a story that you must watch the movie after this. And this is called The Miracle on the Hudson River. What happened was, there was a captain called Cheesy Sully Sullenberger. Or let's call him Captain Sully, right? Captain Sully was flying his normal plane. It's United Airlines, I guess. And suddenly as the plane takes off, it goes, and the chances of plane being hit by a geese are 1 in a million. 1 in a million, and this happened this time. The plane was hit by a geese. And you know geese, like the plural of goose, right? Now the problem was, usually there have been accidents with geese. Planes can use the other engine to fly or to land again. This in a rare case. Now this is a 1 in a billion case. Both the engines were hit by 2 geese. So one goose this side, one goose other side, and now the engines are all failed. There is nothing that the captain can do. What will you do? Remember the panic button test. This is my third lesson I'm telling you. Captain Sully was amazing. He was so calm. You could not believe that his plane is on fire. His engines are not working. And the geese, you know, think about it. There are 155 passengers. And what does Captain Sully does? He tells the ATC, my engines are failed. Give me permission to land. And in case of this, immediately they leave the runway open. They say, you can land on runway number 2. And he says, no, runway 2 is very far. Give me a second permission. They said, sir, any runway you want. Runway 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all clear. Land immediately. Captain Sully realized by the plane is so far away from the runway, if he tries to go there, he will hit and he will fall down. Suddenly he sees the Hudson River. He sees the river in front of him, and it has never happened in the aviation industry of a commercial jet that a plane with 155 passengers lands on a river. This is a real picture of a plane that is landing on a river. Landing, not crashing, not going down. It is landing on a river. It is an amazing experience. Captain, yes, Bushra, they landed on the Hudson River. I will show you a video. This is a movie by Tom Hanks as he played Captain Sully. It's an amazing, amazing movie. Want to see the video now? Yes, everybody was saved. This is a positive story I want to tell you. It is the captain's decision how he lands on it. And this was icy cold water. Immediately the ships arrived, the tugboats arrived. You must watch this clip again on YouTube to see the beauty of it. Maybe some of you, it might have lagged, but the beauty of it is, this is what critical thinking is all about. You know, if you want to be smart, my brothers and sisters, you want to be good in life, this is one lesson you learn from Captain Sully. Look at the plane. Now you see it, how it landed. Can you see all the passengers? They're also on the wings of the plane. 155 passengers, not one casualty. Not one. Just Zubair, just go click Sully landing and you will get it. This is the beauty of it. So my third lesson is, do not panic. In your life, you'll have a lot of geese hitting you. You'll have a lot of strange difficulties happening. But this is my lesson. Just don't worry about it. You know, if you read Surah Al-Baqarah, it's an amazing ayah. I love the ayah so much. It says, وَلَا نَبْلُوَكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ. You know, as it is said that you will be tested with life, with death, with fear, with hunger. Why are you afraid? For what are you afraid? Do not give up. Do not panic. You know, there's always hope. There's always, you know, some people end up their lives. Why? This is so beautiful. It's a gift. Today, you know, a lot of us complain, I'm bored, life is not fair, oh, the corona. No, that is not true. You've got so many things going good for your life. So remember, the lesson number 3 that we go ahead is an interesting lesson. Do not panic. Do not panic. How is it going, guys? Good? So is it time for a little break? Can I play a little game or a quiz with you? Yes? All right.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little quiz with you. Let's open up the skies. And as always, I would love for you all to give answers in the chat, because if you give answers here, it'll be very difficult for others to guess it. So I'm going to make the chat, you know, I'm going to make the chat, I'll open it up, or should I make it host only? Okay, I made the chat host only. So your answers can come to me. The ones who are fast can help. The ones who are slow can, okay. All right. Just use your answers on the chat. I know you all be excited to give answers. One round I'll open up to give me the answers openly. All right. So first 2 questions I'll make in the chat and I'll keep open up and I'll keep sharing it. So this is a simple logo game. You have to just tell me the airline logos. Right. Here is an easy one. Come on. Let's go ahead on your chat. What airline logo is this?
Canada.
Ah, somebody again unmuted yourself. No, I didn't want you to do that. All right, it's Air Canada. That's the answer I'm getting. Brilliant, brilliant. Good answers. All of you answering. Okay, I think you all are doing fun. So I'm making your chat answers to host only. Great answers. It is Air Canada. Brilliant. Good answer. Good. Now a little difficult one. Let me see if you can guess this one. This one. By the way, this is the most successful airline in the history of airline industry. Now it's a difficult one, I know that. Go ahead. Nobody? You can unmute and speak up now. No, it's not Pan Am, it's not Congo. It's not Armenia Airline. I like the answer, Abdul Sabur. Let me make it open now for everybody. Okay, 1 minute. You all can start giving answers to me directly. It's okay. I would love to see them. Okay. Singapore, Ethiopia, Africa, Namibia, Lufthansa. I like the answers. Nobody? Anybody wants to use the mic and speak up and tell me now? No one? Oh, nobody gets it. Oh, I'm Bashar. Bashar gave me the answer. Bashar, can you unmute and speak up and please tell me the answer? Ira got the answer right. Zubia got the answer right now. Yes? Bashar,
Southwest Airlines.
Bashar, can you speak up? Can you unmute and speak up?
Southwest Airlines.
All right, this is the Southwest airline. It is the most successful airline during 9/11 when all other airlines were, falling down and economy was bad. This was still making profit. Very interesting. Someday I'll tell you the story of Southwest. Okay, go ahead and tell me this one. It's an easy one. You can guess it from the acronym. Remember, we are going continent-wise. So we are flying from North America and then, okay, I get the answer from some of you. I got the answer. It's not Air Asia. It's Danish says the answer very correctly. It's the American airline. And you're learning, right? All of you are learning something new. On your dot, next one is this. Oh, you all can speak up now. I know this, nobody can say it.
Emirates.
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 All right.
Emirates.
For the Gulf airline, I'm going to allow you to speak up, so it's okay. Everyone knows it. That's why. This one.
Saudi.
Saudi Airlines.
Only 2 airlines in the world does not serve alcohol. One is Saudi, which is the second one.
Saudi Arabia.
All right. Which-
Turkish Airlines.
No, not Turkish Airlines. I don't know about that. But it's Kuwait. Yeah, it's Air Kuwait. That's what I know.
Saudi Airlines.
All right, Saudi Airline. You are right with Saudi Airline. With this one, oh, come on. This is easy. You can see the
Etihad
name.
Airways. Etihad
Ah,
Airways.
you can
Etihad
read
Airlines.
Al-Etihad. Brilliant.
Etihad Airways.
Etihad flies from which area? Which city?
Abu
Abu
Dhabi.
Dhabi. Abu Dhabi.
Ah, okay. All the Gulf.
I have gone.
Okay, I see.
I
I see
went
all
to-
the Gulf. This one. This is. Yeah.
Air Arabia. Air Arabia.
Air Arabia.
Turkish Airlines.
No, it's not Turkish.
Contacts.
No, it is.
Air Arabia. Air
Air
Arabia.
Arabia.
All right. This is one of my favorite airlines because when I was living in Dubai and you had to come to India for 3-4 days, this was a good airline. I'm not 3-4 days, 1 week at least. We used to quickly come down. It's like it was a real cheap. I don't know. Mama Abdullah, is it still cheap, Air Arabia?
I don't know. I didn't check.
You didn't check. All right, we'll go. Oh, this one. Come on. Where am I?
Qatar.
Qatar Airways.
Qatar Airlines.
I want to know the name of this logo. What is this animal there?
Dio. Qatar Airways. Qatar Airways. Qatar Airways.
Oryx. Thank you.
Arabian Oryx.
I heard my
Arabian
instructor. It is the Oryx. Oh, it's Oryx or Ibex?
Oryx.
Oryx. All right. So it's a mountain goat, by the way. But yes, and all of you are invited to Qatar for 2022 World Cup, right? You are going to stay at Saad and Sufyan Waid's home.
My father said he will take me.
Wow, I want to be your father's friend, Abdul Sabur. Right? So that's great. Yeah, we will go Qatar all the way. And by the way, Qatar is going to be last in this World Cup, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's a good country. I like Qatar. It's a good country. Okay, this one. Go ahead and tell me which one. I'm enjoying your answer, so speak up.
Al Israel.
Israel Airlines.
Tell me the name of the airline.
Al Israel.
Go ahead, Juwairiya.
Israel.
L7YA7.
No, Munib. No, Munib.
Israel Airways. Israel Airways.
Israel Airways. Okay. What is the language it is written in? Yes, go ahead. You have the right answer.
Hebrew.
No, you said Hebrew.
Hebrew.
Name of the airline is El Al. El is the. Al stands for El Al Israel Airline. It's a Hebrew language. Remember, we went to Middle East now. We went to North America. We went to Middle East. All right. Let me go to someone else. All right. Which country is this? Guess.
Egypt
Abdullah.
Gulf Air.
Hey, yes, it is. You can see the pharaoh out there. It is Egypt Air, right? It's an Egypt Air. You can see that, like a falcon or a pharaoh. Very similar. This one is very interesting. Whoever gets it, I'll be very, very amazed. It's a difficult one. I know that it's a difficult one. Go ahead. No one?
Hint.
Remember, we are in Africa. You know that if you went to Egypt right now, so this is a guess I'm giving you. This is a hint I'm giving you. Go ahead, speak up. Unmute and speak up. It's okay.
Ghana?
Nigeria.
Ghana, Madagascar. I like the answer, Danish. Madagascar. All right, let me check. Czech Republic, Russia, Ethiopia. No one?
Air Seychelles.
Because easy ones everyone says. I want Air Seychelles. Who said that? Was it Farhana?
Iman.
Iman, oh, Iman, mashallah. I'm proud of you, Iman, and your father's done some great work with you, right? So tell your dad I'm really proud of him also. Seychelles is a good answer. Lovely. So next time, as a gift for Iman, her father is going to fly her all the way to Seychelles for a lovely family vacation, right? Yeah, Iman, there you are. Okay, this is an easy one. Come on, get it. You know from the
South Africa Airlines.
Right, it's Air South Africa. Aren't you learning geography? You're just going around the world. Okay, which continent do you want to go from South Africa? Oh, yes!
Air India.
Okay, feel the air of India, fly Air India. What airline is Azan coming from UK, Usman? Which one is he?
Emirates.
He's flying Emirates. All right, he's going to go Dubai. Okay, good enough. And this one is
Jet Airways. SpiceJet.
Jet Airways.
Jet Airways is not working. A difficult question now. Who was the founder or the CEO of Jet Airways? You know his name? Anyone?
No.
Difficult one, I know that. It's a business question. So those of you, if you want
Naresh
to...
Goyal.
Oh, somebody said Naresh Goyal. Was it Iman again?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'll accept that as your answer. Not your dad's or mom's, but good. Good answer. This one. This was voted as the most beautiful airline.
Sri Lankan Airlines.
Was it Nameer who's saying that?
Sri Lankan.
I get it. Yeah, I got Wasim.
Hello.
Sri Lankan.
Right answer. It is the Sri Lankan airline. It was voted as the most beautiful airline logo in the world. I love it.
Hello.
Right?
It's a peacock.
Someone's just saying hello. Just mute yourself. If that's the case. Just trying it out. Okay. Yeah, okay. Wasim went in. I like that. This one. Go. We are going Southeast Asia now. Yeah?
Indonesian.
Singapore Airline. Wow. Who has said that? Andre, Singapore Airline. Good. Hey, Ibrahim is like, yes, I know my airline. Right? So Ibrahim, you've flown Singapore? Good. You've flown Singapore Airlines? Yeah, that's good. What about this one? Which one is this?
Indonesia. Indonesia.
No, it's not Indonesia.
Thai Airways.
Yes, there you are. It's a Thai Airways. So now from North America, we went to Gulf, then went to India. Now we're going, it's not Vistara, it's Thai Airways. This one. Now
Chinese.
I didn't know you all could read Chinese. I don't know if you're overshooting your time. China is the right answer. This one.
Japanese.
Japanese? Okay. You're just guessing it? No.
Panama?
I like the answer. Go ahead. Who else?
Pacific.
Canada Airlines.
Cathay Pacific. Who said Cathay Pacific? I'm proud of your answers. Very nice.
Where?
Wonderful. Keep saying your name if you say the right answer. I want to hear you all. Okay, this one. Now this is, you know that.
Malaysian Airlines.
For preparing this workshop, I read a lot of books. Okay, I will say the screen share of the books I read. I read a book on Malaysian Airlines, the disappearance of the Malaysian airline. I was amazed. I read a book on another airline. This one, I read an entire. It was real boring.
Australia.
Airlines.
No, Australia. Yes. Who said
Australia. Me, Zubair.
Qantas. I want to know Qantas. All right, let's go up now. Okay, Abdul. All right, this was voted as the most luxurious airline in the world. Turkish airline. This one, small ribbon out there.
British Airlines.
Wow, somebody knows the airlines really well. Okay, I'll keep going in. This one. Now this is a little difficult one. That's why I put the
Atlantic.
What Atlantic? I want the full name.
Atlantic Airways.
All right, yes, it is Virgin Atlantic. Who is the owner of this Virgin Atlantic plane? This guy with the goatee. Really flamboyant guy. He's done some really amazing things he's done in life. No one? His name is Richard Branson. So you're learning thing. All right, this one. Come on, guys, quickly. Lufthansa. This one, very little. You can just only see one little logo out there. Difficult one, right? I'm giving a little difficult one now as I go ahead. Anna, okay, A-N-A. Let me see if that's right.
France.
Air France. Wow, who said that? Iman again? Wonderful. Oh, sorry, Wasim, I'm not giving you a clue because I'm running out of time. There are 3 more and then we'll go back to a session. I hope you're learning anything.
Switzerland Airlines.
I like Switzerland. Royal Dutch. It's the Holland's airline, the Royal Dutch. And well, thank you so much. This is all about airline. You learn so much about world geography only by the airline logo, isn't it? Enjoyed the quiz? Had fun?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
we learned 3 things right now. Don't worry, my session may extend a little longer. And for some of you, it may be the Ashura today. So, bear with me. But hope you're learning, you're enjoying something. We learned
you're having
3
fun.
lessons. Yeah, it's fun, Abdullah. Good. We learned 3 simple lessons as we're going ahead. Number 1, for critical thinking, just remember, remove distraction. Number 2, do not follow instructions. And number 3, do not panic. Very simple things. That is what critical thinking is all about. Let me jump to my 4th and 5th rule. And the 4th rule is, these are simple rules now. I'm not taking much of your time. Yes, hobbies. What I mean by hobbies is, you see, I will go back to this man. Who was the first man to fly? Quickly tell me. First man to fly.
Right, brother.
Wright brothers, wrong answer.
Ahmed Chalebi.
Guy.
Ahmed Suleiman?
Ahmed Chalebi.
Ahmed
During the
Chalebi?
reign of Murad IV.
Okay, that's interesting. Murad the Fourth. Maybe someone can give me a little closer answer. He's an Indian. No, Khalid is not an Indian. He's an Andalusian. Andalusian is a Spanish. So when the Muslim Empire was all over, it was called the Golden Area. Yeah, go ahead. So you all know all about airlines, but you don't know about the first man who flew. This is documented in a BBC.
James
video.
Turfel. James
I-
Turfel.
James Turfel, I enjoying the answers. All right, I get the answer. Ahmed Salibi, I like the answer as well. His name is Abbas ibn Firnas. All right, he's called the father of modern aviation. Of course, he did not fly in the way the Wright brothers flew. So we still accept Wright brothers as the first man who flew. But Abbas ibn Firnas was the first man who attempted to fly. No, it's not cosmonaut Yugi Gagarin. I'll talk about the cosmonaut in the next workshop, in the next session, next Saturday. What happened with Abbas, and if you watch a BBC, Muni, please mute yourself. Otherwise, you'll be in waiting room. So you need to be very clear. Abbas ibn Firnas was someone who was the first man to fly, and this is documented in a BBC video called 1001 Invention. There's a book by the name of 1001 Invention. It's an amazing book. If you get to this book, you must read the book. This is what happens. It's a book that tells you that sometimes we don't know our own narrative. We don't know our own history. But you're right. No, he's not a Chinese. He's a Muslim, Spanish Muslim, right? Bashar. He's someone from the Andalusian area. They spoke Spanish and they also spoke Arabic. But what is interesting about hobbies, Abbas ibn Firnas, Abbas loved to see the skies. Abbas loved to see the planes, as in the birds. Same thing with the Wright brothers. If you like something and as critical thinking, the Wright brothers, the reason why they could fly so well was because their father, look at the fathers here, big role. The father got him a toy helicopter with a rubber band. Like this rubber band you throw and become helicopters. As they grew, the father was working so interestingly, the father put him, and they had a bicycle shop. And in the bicycle shop, the father was always teaching them something to do or not. Something interesting that happens. So remember the lesson you're learning, that they are following something. You have to follow your passion. What is your hobby? If you like to read, what else? You want to do something, get something, order something. I met a young girl who's 8-year-old. Her hobby is collecting rocks. Rocks. Imagine she goes anywhere, she reads about rock. She studies rocks. She goes, find out. She watches YouTube on rocks. What is your hobby? Follow your passion project and you'll become better. So this is a lesson. The simple lesson I'm giving you is following your hobbies. Is it good enough? Going well?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Then I will end up with one and a very interesting video I want to show you before we end. Lesson number 5, a simple lesson is discipline. Nothing happens without discipline. Today you're sitting down for almost 1 hour, and don't worry, we'll shift few minutes away. And I promise you, I don't extend my lectures too much. But if you are not following enough, if you're not committed to your time, there is no substitute for hard work, my friends. You can't become big by Aladdin lamp. You know Aladdin lamp? Yeah? When you rub a ram, a genie comes out. This doesn't happen in real life. Avengers are not real. Real life is where you work hard. Thomas Alva Edison, he did not have clock in his Menlo Park lab. He had a lab in a Menlo Park. He did not have a clock. He said, why do you need clock? I'll keep continuing to work. These people were so disciplined. Whatever they did something amazing. This man, this is called one of the world's first sketch, one of the world's first sketch of a plane. It was drawn by one of the world's best artists. Can you name the artist? Anybody?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, lovely. I getting good names. I'm happy with the answers. Fantastic. It is this man, Leonardo da Vinci. Let me see. Let me see if I can show you the book. So I love about Leonardo. Give me a minute. I'll show you something interesting. All right. So what I'm telling you is, I'm not trying to impress you. Maybe you will like it. But something interesting I want to share with you is, if you like somebody, if you like something, I ordered this book of Leonardo da Vinci. Whoa. It is tough. It is thick. It is heavy. You know, this book is the heaviest book I have in my library. It's an amazing book. Can you see? My goodness. When I saw a number of pages, I like, oh, okay, 575 pages and small fonts. But the beauty of it is I learned so much about, that's not Leonardo, but his ideas, his dreams, his planning. And that is what I'm asking you. If you follow your discipline, if you enjoy something, you can't give it up. Don't be so easy on yourself. You know, some of you, I love you so much, I'm sometimes get angry. I sometimes push you. I am, and that's what your teachers do. So discipline is what you do. This is exactly, I end up with this story. This is a real Captain Sully. Isn't a hero for us? The man who landed a plane on the Hudson River. You know, Captain Sully, as a child, he loved planes. He said, I did nothing in my life but make planes. He made paper planes, and I wish I could make you all. If you're in a real class, I have a paper here. I wanted you to make a plane. Even if the workshop is over, we'll give ourselves 5 minutes to make the plane, and you have to fly the plane. And we will check who flies the fastest or the longest distance, right? We will do that. Captain Sully only went to hangars. You know, hangar, not the hangar where you keep your clothes on. Hangars are where you park the plane, right? Exactly. Hangars, he used to go to the hangars, hang around, ask the pilot question. He used to bug them. You know, he used to ask so many questions like my Safiya asked me. But the fact is she's growing. He grew. He learned so much. He used to observe planes. He used to read on planes. He used to, and that time he said, he's in our time, right? He said, whatever newsletter, a lot of magazines, I used to read about planes. In fact, even his birthday cake was a plane. Why? Because that is what discipline and hobby can give you. When you enjoy something, you become so passionate about it that you start becoming this. Oh, well, this is exactly what critical thinking is about. You know, I could have given you a long lecture on these all boring things on critical thinking. By the way, I taught you the steps of critical thinking that they teach in an MBA school. Okay? Identifying problem, determining what is relevant, enumerating option. Oh, don't worry. Don't even read it. You learn something better way, in a simpler way, but more fun way. Did you all enjoy? Yeah, was it nice? Yes. Did you see the plane? Yes. So can you now go and fly, everybody? Who is this man?
Not like Superman, like Iron Man.
Oh, I knew that, Munib. So look, what Superman. I did. I know my students. Here you are. I knew all of you. I know Superman, my old fan. Even Superman is very old. He says, he's Superman. Man. You know, Superman called me yesterday night and said, Daud sir, you are very boring. Don't show Superman. These boys and girls will not like it. So that's why I asked Tony Stark and I said, can I show you a photo? He said, okay. Funny, right? So this is a small thing I want to share with you. A little story that hopefully you find interesting. Little example, little games that we do. But I want to think is about. Yes, I can take some questions. I can take some answers. But hopefully you understood instead of having.
Sir, what was the name of the video?
I can share the videos. I'm so sorry. I collect these videos. If you want, I can just go ahead and let you know. Just WhatsApp me if you have my number and I'll tell you. It's called Engine Fail in Hong Kong. This happened in Hong Kong. So just check Engine Fail Hong Kong and you'll get it. So did you understand? Enjoy today's session? Can I see you again? All right.
Yes.
This was a gift to some of the other friends who were not part of this. But now is the last exercise. All of you have to throw this to me now. Everybody, can you do that? If you like the session, go grab a paper, make a plane and throw it and we end our session. Quickly. Come on, everybody. I want you all to throw a paper at me. Come on, if you like the session. Everybody,
I don't know how to make a plane.
We will try it out. Don't worry. That's the beauty of it. If you don't try, we are not learning anything from the workshop, aren't we? I'm as bad as making anyone else, but that's what I'm going to try as well, right? Not knowing is okay. Not learning is not okay for me. Who's going to try now? Who's challenging me? Come on. Munib, Sufyan, Farhana, Zainab, Usman, Ibrahim, Sidra.
Challenging you.
All right, come on, let's go. Are we gone? Go, give me 2 minutes. We want others also to let us know. Come on, everybody, give us a minute. I want all of you. Come on. Yeah, Rayyan, come on, everybody. So I'll leave you with this. Come on, everybody. Are we ready as we close the session? No, Ibrahim's not ready?
Wait.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'll give you 30 seconds more. I'll give you 30 seconds more. Sidraz, let's see. I'm challenging you. Misbah, Sidra is challenging you. Oh, okay. Hold on, Juwaria. Bashar is ready. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Fly. Oh, my plane crashed. Oh, my goodness. My plane crashed. Oh, it didn't even go. All right. Come on. Jazakallah, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. You will see planes in a different way. Remember, I'll tell you one story. One boy was asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? He said, I want to make the third plane company. There are only 2 companies in the world that makes plane, Boeing and Airbus. He wants to be the third one. Inshallah, my du'as are with you. Go achieve something big. Make your, your name, your parents' name proud. Be disciplined. Follow the instructions. Don't be distracted and never panic. All the best. Bye-bye, everybody. Abdul Rahman, I can see you messy t-shirt. I like the t-shirt. Jazakallah, everybody, and Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Bye, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Bye bye.
Bye, sir.